Welcome to the Zompire Horde podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre. Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you? Hello, and welcome to another Zompire Horde podcast with your host, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead. I did it right.
Yes. Yay, you win.
I did it. I'm going to take that background out because it looks terrible. Tonight we have a very special guest with us. I'm going to bring him on. We're going to do a little intro. Tonight, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some supernatural stuff, probably some horror stuff.
What was that?
Oh, I got to hit the...
Yeah, I think we should focus on what his podcast is about, because as our guest, it's about him tonight. It's not about us.
So I'm going to bring on Russ. Holy Stiver!
See? I told you, remember, if you did it like that.
Holy Stiver!
If it gone too long in the mid-net sea!
So our special guest, as you can see on the screen, is Russ Stiver. He is from the...
Russ Stiver!
Now I got to remember the name of your damn podcast, because I can only remember Stiver now.
Compass Curiosities.
Compass of Curiosities. I like that name, by the way.
Ooh, I like that name too.
I do. I try with my podcast. I try to bring on. It is a paranormal themed podcast, but okay. I also try to bring on artists, actors, everything else. Like it. When I came up with the name of it, it was the encompassing act of everybody that's in the field, everybody that's in the horror, supernatural, anything creepy, macabre, anything.
Yeah. And that's kind of how we
tried to do.
Yeah. That's kind of how we, like, what we did. It's like every week we're like, hey, here's a new topic, or, this person's coming on, or, you know what I mean? Luke says, yeah, sounds cool. Luke's a good dude. He lives very close to me. He can go, I'll make sure he watches your podcast.
Fantastic. I appreciate that.
How long have you been doing the podcast?
Okay, so Compass Curiosity has only been up for about 2 months now.
Okay.
I was doing a show called Unturned Pages prior to this. And
I like that name too.
Yeah, you got good names.
I'm a writer. I can't help it.
Like he's a writer.
It catches up with me every time.
Yeah.
But I had prior commitments that caught up, and I had to eventually leave that show. So I started doing a show on my own on Thursday nights, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
On StreamYard. So, but I try to bring on a plethora of guests. I try to bring on people that aren't normally in the spotlight.
Right.
I mean, last week I had a watercolor artist that is colorblind.
Wow.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, not crazy, but that's wild.
So how do they do it? Just like they know like the different shades of gray and...
Yep.
That's
and
wow.
He has done 6 commission pieces for me.
Oh,
wow.
And I have probably 9 or 10 pieces I have actually bought from him at conventions.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You'll have to send me some pictures of the stuff that he does, because I'd be really curious to kind of check it out.
I definitely will. He did a Pennywise one for me. And
I was gonna say, I see a lot of Pennywise behind you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's me. Like yeah. I'm Pennywise to the T. I won't haunt your dreams, but I do every month or every year around Halloween. I go out and stand in front of my apartment, dress as Pennywise, and hand out candy.
I love it.
There was
I'm talking full red balloon, full outfit, everything.
That's awesome. How many kids don't approach you because they're frightened?
Quite a few, actually. Last year I actually had the cop stop.
Oh wow!
And I thought, I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
He just wanted to get his picture with you.
That's exactly what it is.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
They got out. They're like, oh, this is awesome.
There was a guy
That's
here.
so rad.
in where I live this year, and he dressed up as Michael Myers during Halloween, and he was just like pacing through the downtown area, and they like the cops stopped him a couple times, and then eventually they were like, so many cars were stopping to like get pictures with him and stuff, and they're like, you got to go home, you can't do this anymore.
It's creating a nuisance.
Exactly.
We like where I live, I'm right past a set of railroad tracks, which, I mean, if I can't mute my mic in time, you'll probably hear come past. But it's absolutely hilarious because people will be driving past and then I see them pull a Yui and come back.
Right. Melissa wants to know if you do the Tim Curry or the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise, or both.
Right now, I have the Skarsgård version of the mask.
Okay.
Actually, hold on one second, and I'll actually show
you. Brandon says Tim Curry is the only Pennywise. I would disagree, Brandon. I happen to like Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, but you're right, though. You know, the iconicness of Tim Curry. You know,
look at that,
dude. That's so realistic.
Holy crap! That's awesome. Terrifying.
I love it. Yeah. I bet kids don't talk to you. They're like,
I've had kids avoid me. Yes, that is true. I do an event every year in Gettysburg called the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and it's benefiting the Wounded Warriors of PA.
Okay.
For veteran relations, as well as Heroes for Hire, which is a charity donation for kids.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I dress up every year as Pennywise and go down, and some people are scared to hell. Out of everyone. Some people are scared to hell. I chase people down the hallway just because I can.
That's awesome.
I was going to ask you, because it was before she actually brought that up, whether it was Tim or Bill Skarsgård. I don't remember 100%, but how different was the Bill Skarsgård and Tim Curry Pennywises, like visually? I mean, I know, like, you know, they looked somewhat different, but like, I know Bill Skarsgård looks.
It's going to give you a side by side.
I know, I'm going to see them both. But I mean, their costumes were relatively pretty similar, weren't they? They weren't too far. They weren't too different.
Kind of. They were. All right. Okay. So these are both signed, COA'd.
Perfect. Nice.
So this is the Curry.
Got it. I love it. That was a great placement for a signature too.
And this is a Skarsgård.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Bill Skarsgård's autograph, like, it's pretty simple. It's like a B with an S, isn't it?
It pretty much is, honestly. Yeah. Like it's one of the most able to be manipulated,
duplicated. Yeah, so, I would think so. Yeah,
but people always ask me why. Like, so my dream goal is to have a Tim Curry signed OG Pennywise mask.
Oh, yeah. Well, you better get on that.
That is my dream goal. Yeah, I need to, because he unfortunately probably
doesn't have a whole lot longer.
Doesn't have a long time.
Yeah.
There's the company he's contracted to, I believe, is CPA or CSR, one of those ones. It's ran by a guy named Lance, and they do a lot of signings. Like, he only does it through that one company. I can't remember who it is, but I actually got they have different theme boxes for Tim Curry. So they have like the It box, and then they have the Rocky Horror box, and I'm a Rocky. He's Dr. Frankenfooter to me forever.
Oh, of course, 100%.
So I ordered that box, and I think it was like $150, and I got an 8x10, and I was so freaking mad. And then this other gal got a lithograph, a numbered lithograph, and it was like it's huge. I'll show it to you. But it's a signed lithograph numbered to 150. OC Celebrities there. Melissa just said it. Yeah, that's the name of the company. And so I ended up getting that big one off of her for $150, what she spent for it. And then I sold my 8x10 for basically to get that larger one. Let me go get it. You'll love it. Hold on.
All right,
you guys can chat.
Let's see it. We're doing show and tell right now, so that's
exactly fine. It's very exciting. signatures.
I mean, I was lucky enough to find a guy that had the original It VHS.
Yay! That's awesome. There's Vlad.
Let me get my headset back on.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get his signature so you can
see. It's very similar. It's
look what my framer did for me though. Like brought the blood out of the picture.
Nice.
That is awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
So that's my baby.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you 100%. That is.
I think out of all, like, you know, because we're all horror people and we all dig autographs. I think that my 3 is definitely Tim Curry, but I think I have a John Waters signed Funko Pop where he's like strangling the flamingo on it and stuff, and it's signed in pink paint pen.
I would love to meet John Waters. Everybody calls him so creepy and everything else, and I love John Waters.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge John Waters nerd.
I'm like, what did we watch? He's called like the creepy doorman and the creepy, bellboy and everything else, and his humor and everything else is just unmatched to anything.
100%. Yeah, but those 2, and then I have my Gunner from Leatherface from 74. That's my other baby. And the only reason I love that one as much as I do is because it was a limited. They only did 100 of them of these 16x20s, and they actually have a sticker like it has JSA, but it also has a sticker that has Leatherface on it, and it's dated from when they actually did that private signing.
No shit.
Yeah, so that's like that thing I'm getting buried with. You know what I mean?
Well, that's also your favorite movie in the whole wide world. So
true.
All right, so let me flip the script here a little bit for you.
Okay.
All right, so the both of you, you're gonna have to think about this a little bit.
Okay.
If you had to go into a death match with somebody, pick 5 horror characters, including yourself.
So 5 horror characters.
6 altogether.
And me. Okay.
Who would you want to be in that match with you?
Like as like my tag team partners, or like just like an every man for himself situation?
Royal Rumble, all to go.
Let me think.
And this is what I love. This is what I do on my show is I make people think.
Yeah, I dig it. I would definitely want to. I don't know that I'd want to wrestle Leatherface. He's a huge dude.
They're helping you.
Oh, right. Well, then definitely Leatherface.
You gotta get all the basics in. You gotta get Leatherface, Jason, Freddy.
I start to get too like into it. Where
Michael.
I'm like, Jason's not going to listen to me, right? So he's going to do what I ask.
No, but he's immortal now.
He's immortal? Is that what you said?
He's immortal now. Yeah.
True. Yeah,
none of them are going to listen to you.
Yeah, it's true.
Michael Myers is going to listen to you?
I've always said that I think me and Leatherface would be friends.
I don't know, man. You have to get through that tough set of exteriors. Ha ha ha.
I mean, you know what Leatherface is based off of, correct?
Ed Gein, like part of the story or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's kind of what got me when I was growing up. My mom had these like book series from like Time Life, I think it was, and that was one of the first ones that like I remember reading about was Ed Gein, and I went and looked for that book because I had just watched Texas Chainsaw.
I was gonna say, how fucked up were you when you went looking for that and found that as like a kid?
Yeah, I was like 10.
Like you're reading through this Encyclopedia Britannica of like, oh, this is Ed Gein. He did this. He did this. He did this. Like what?
Right. Well, and the funny thing is, it's like in that same book, after you get through Ed Gein, it's John Wayne Gacy, and that was way worse.
100%. 100%.
I'm trying to read what Brandon wrote over here. He goes, Vlad, do you remember the empty 6-pack container signed by Grandpa? Oh yeah, I do remember that, Brandon. So, just a side note, because he brought that up. one of our first autographs in our horror box was John Dugan, who played Grandpa in '74, and Balder. Hey, come here. And he sent me an autograph, I think, but he sent it to me. I think Stella.
Is
Stella
Gozer in the
Artois.
background right now, or like?
Wait, what's that?
My dog's crying in the background.
My dog's crying because somebody's probably walking in front of my house. But he sent me the autograph that I wanted, but then he also sent me like it was a torn 12-pack of Stella, and he signed the 12-pack. And apparently I sent it to Brandon because I didn't remember who got it. That was like 3 years ago. But
oh wow.
Oh well, I mean,
but I just thought it was so ridiculous. Like, you're sending me an autograph, and it was a picture of him. I was super appreciative of it. But like, why did you sign a Stella box and send it to me?
Because that was actually one of those things. And I'll tell you why he did. Because it was personal to him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make you feel like he was a part of you.
I like it.
So that was one of those things where he just wanted to know his fans felt something personal to him.
Yeah. And I did. I definitely did. I just didn't need 2 of his autographs.
No, I get that completely. But anyways, all right. So Michelle, what about you?
Oh, I was just naming some off earlier. Like Jason, our basics. Yeah, Freddy. the Jason, the Freddy, the Leatherface, the Michael, of course. What God, Freddy I can't really take seriously though, is because he talks too much.
I know who I want. Pinhead.
Yeah, Pinhead too. That's the only signature I have is Pinhead. God, who else?
I would take Pinhead because, like, if I'm getting the shit kicked out of me over there, the next thing you know, a chain flies out of nowhere, snatches the dude, and I'm fine.
Pretty much any of those Cenobites, really. All of them. Just all of them. That's my team.
The only problem I have with Freddy is he can only attack you in your dreams.
Yeah. That's another reason you can't really take him seriously.
So what? You're in a death match and the other person you're facing is sleeping? If
they
you're
have to go to sleep.
Him?
you have to do sleep. So yeah, that's why you have to have somebody else.
See, that's why I always, my first choice always.
Who is
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a fan, but because he inhibits and inhabits your worst nightmares.
Yeah.
And like I said, I always say, if you're a Harry Potter fan, Pennywise is a boggart. He becomes what you think worst of.
Oh, okay. What is that called? A boggart?
A boggart.
Okay.
So,
I've obviously never seen those movies.
I'm a fan of Harry Potter as well. I mean, I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah.
Like, I'm into horror and true crime and everything else, but I still nerd out. I still watch the Marvel. I still watch
fantasy and sci-fi are really closely linked to horror. Yes. There's a mesh work in between the genres.
They definitely really do work well together. Like the Harry Potter movies, coming to the end of it, got really dark.
Like, some of that shit's really scary. I've seen them all because dark. I've got offspring who are in their 20s now, but we watched a lot of that stuff.
I love how you say offspring.
Well, they're my kids or my daughters, but but people think, oh, kids, and they think you're 10, but they're not 10. They're both moved out of the house. One of them's going to be 25 at the end of this week.
I mean, at least you didn't say sperm donor like I've heard some people say.
Oh, God. No. No, that's rude.
But no. So, okay. So on the flip side of it. All right, Michelle, I know you're kind of into the supernatural, the paranormal a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask both of you, Vlad and Michelle, both.
Okay.
If you had no limitations, no money restrictions, nothing, where would you want to go visit anywhere in the world? Top 5 bucket place.
Madagascar.
I've always wanted to go to Iceland and Norway.
Yeah. Norway. My grandma came from Norway. That'd be a good place to go. Madagascar for sure.
Where is Madagascar? Is that like in the Middle
It
East?
is that island that's off the bottom of Africa.
Okay.
Also Peru, because I was gonna go to Peru. I haven't yet. So Peru for sure. That would be first, and then Madagascar.
Vlad, they did like 4 movies off of Madagascar. Like what? How do you not know where it's at?
I don't.
Ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
I always tell people I played football in high school, so I didn't do homework. Someone did homework for me. So a lot of that stuff I didn't deal with it because I didn't ever,
I played football in high school too, but I was in a class of 63 people.
But they made you do your homework.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, Vlad, you just look good and play football, and then we'll do everything else for you. And I'm like, all right,
just go downfield, run the ball.
Yeah, just fine. Run that way.
Fine.
Well, it's like it took me so long after I moved out of my house to like figure out how to do laundry. Like I'm like 19. I didn't know how to fold anything.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to
God. Dude,
God.
everything in the washer, put it on cold, put detergent in, done and done.
Just do it that way, huh?
And instead of folding it, you can just roll it nicely, and it's probably even better. You can fit more in your drawer, and they don't have fold marks on them.
It's true.
Or
I'm still really happy
my
about
wife
this comment.
folds everything, so
somebody.
I do the laundry, she folds it. So
nice. I hate folding it.
I hate folding it because it hurts my back. Like from
I hate folding it because it pisses me off. It's like what gives me road rage is other drivers. What pisses me off about laundry is folding it. I just hate it.
I hang my t-shirts, so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
Do you hang your pants?
No
I don't.
Kidding.
I fold them.
I looked at my wife today and I was like, what shirt should I wear for the show tonight? She's like, I don't know.
A black one.
And I'm like, I think I'm going to wear my criminal profile shirt tonight.
Yeah.
And if you can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I only saw the first 3. I didn't see the rest of them.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I love it.
I was like, yeah, I think I'll wear that one tonight.
It's fitting.
I might have to get myself that shirt.
I literally just got back from the beach and dumped out my stuff and then set up to do this. So I'm just going normal today.
Well, I'm in my work shirt still because I literally just got home from work, took off my scrub
hoodie
top.
to the beach?
No, I'm saying when I got home after I dumped all my clothes out, I put my hoodie on.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to be a little concerned if you wore a hoodie to the beach.
Well, in all fairness, I did wear one to the beach, like on the drive there, but then it came off when I got there and I was in a tank top. And
was it nice out there this weekend?
It was okay. It wasn't like, hot or anything. It was a little windy on the beach, but it was a good time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Of course, I ate fish and chips.
Nice.
Russ, just so you know, I eat fish and chips probably 4 times a week.
Oh, I am a huge fan of fish and chips.
Like, me too.
Legitimately, like a huge fan.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you ever come to Seattle, I'm going to take you to the place that Crypticon's at, and we're going to go have fish and chips there because that's the best. I shit you not. For like a week after that, I'm like, I need it. I need more fish and chips.
Well, we had it twice in the 4 days we were there.
I had it 3 times. You?
Did you?
I kid you not. We, my wife and I, when we travel, like it's legit one of the only things I order. It's either buffalo wings or it's fish and chips. Like and we go to like dive bars. We go to all these different locations.
Yeah.
And
boom.
It's fish and chips.
Yeah. Well, and it was fun too because when the restaurant that we went to, I was sitting there and there was a guy, Balder. There's a guy.
Cujo, calm down. Calm down, Cujo.
There was a guy like walking around and I was like, hey, do you own this place? He's like, no, my family does. And I was like, oh, you're that guy. And right.
Oh, you're that guy. Yeah, all right.
But he's like, oh, how you like the fish and chips? I'm like, oh, it's really good. He's like, did you get the cod or the I forget what the other, it was cod and
halibut.
Halibut, that's it. Yep. And I was like, oh, I got the cod. And he's like, oh, hold on one second, I got something else I want you to try. And he like goes in the back, and like 3 minutes later it comes out, and it's just like this piece of fish that's fried. It's like the chunk of fish is just like that. Oh, it was so good.
It sounds like your dog's about to go straight Cujo over there. Like like I can just imagine you sitting in a car right now.
My front door just opened. I'll be.
Go for it. All right.
That's weird. Hey, how's it going? So, I don't know. Other places I would like to go, probably, mostly be Europe after that, I guess. I recently did like the my heritage type dealy mabob, and I figured I should probably go to Ireland sometime because, goddamn, I'm a lot Irish, and I never knew it. I always thought it was like German and Norwegian, but I'm like 30% Irish.
My wife did she got me a 23andMe kit for Christmas. And it came up. Let me see here. I'm actually going to pull it up right now because it's like, I kind of knew what it was going to come out with, but like I'm 66% British and Irish.
Typical.
Yeah, thanks. I'm 24% German and French. And then I'm 1.1% Finnish. And then it just, for some reason, I'm 2.2% Italian. I don't know where the hell that came from, but, you know.
Something in the wood pile.
Well, I think it's a lot of it too is like, especially like if you're like Nordic, right? So if you're Norwegian or any of that, because of trade and how like far they were able to travel at that time period when a lot of other like people like other countries and stuff, they didn't have like the long ships that, you know, they were able to use and able to get further. So I think a lot of that came from like their travels and like taking slaves and having sex with them and making babies. I just think it's wild as shit that they can tell you all of that through like, you know what I mean? Like that we've gotten to a point in society where they take like a little whatever from you and they're like, oh, by the way, your parents lived here 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you're like 27% African American. I'm white as shit. You know,
somebody told me too, though, I think it was my uncle. He said that every couple years you have to get them redone. Do you know about that?
Your DNA doesn't change.
Does my genealogy change? Like
no, but I think that like their algorithms become better or whatever, and they find more shit. That's what he was saying because he had his done.
Oh, so it's just another pyramid scheme. Oh yeah, probably. Go into this, and then
every 3 years you're just like, here's $100.
Yep, pretty much.
I found more stuff.
I get emails and updates from them all the time because I have the app downloaded on my phone, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, we have your health biometrics downloaded, so give us another $50 and we'll release this information."
Like, we'll give you some more stuff. Yeah. Then the next thing you know, they were telling you got like butthole cancer or something.
Yep. Pretty much. I'm like, I don't need to know that.
I
don't. I'll know in a couple weeks.
That is very subjective, and I'm don't know how to take that right now.
Well, a couple months ago, I was prepping for my very first colonoscopy, and we were having a podcast while I was prepping for that.
Now, you know, you don't have to talk about this because that like a colonoscopy is like very like.
Oh, no, we talk about it all the time. And we're going to go live when he has his. We're going to go live.
I'm going to be laying on the bed just talking to my phone.
You got the whole.
They're doing both ends at the same time on me.
So they're going to knock his ass out.
I got one up here and one up here. At the
somebody's got to.
I don't think it's at the same time.
Somebody's got to record that. And
are they going to connect to the middle? Like.
Well,
that would be fun.
Like once they hit, like, okay, we're done.
Then what happens? Yeah. Does lightning shoot out from your eyes or what?
I'm like kind of excited about it just to be able to sleep for that long and not be bothered.
I mean, yeah. So
Fair
so
enough.
it's a thing that we joke about often. So
fair enough. Like
yes,
I get that 100%.
Make sure they don't use the same tube.
I would hope they wouldn't.
Like a different camera.
I don't know, man. If they just go from the front first, I mean, it would save money and like time with cleaning. It's your own germs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind my own.
Just don't go ass to mouth, right?
Okay, Michelle, you're kind of fucked up, and I love you for bringing up a Kevin Smith reference. I love you for that. You never go ass to mouth.
Never go ass to mouth.
He's like, what does he say? What does Randall say? He's like, grow up.
Yeah.
Never go ass to mouth. Grow up. Won't you grow up or something like that?
I couldn't help it. I have no filter. I'm sorry.
And I love that you guys knew that reference. That was fantastic. Like, absolutely fantastic.
He says the top verse is okay, but no ass to mouth. So,
oh my God,
what do you have going on your podcast this week?
All right, so this week I have one of my friends, PJ Rahal. He's been a PA. He's done associate producing.
Believe that I'm Facebook friends with him.
Yeah, PJ Rahal. Yep,
I believe so.
Oh yeah, he's into the horror groups and everything like that too. Like,
and did I meet you through Kale's group?
Yes,
Kale
you did, sir.
From the crypt. Yeah. Okay,
yes,
that's what
sir.
I thought.
I am best friends with Brody.
That's right. Yeah. Did you live up that way?
I do actually. I live 45 minutes from her. Yeah.
Disneyland for the dead.
Yes.
I went there last year. My sister lives in Providence.
Yes.
She works for the CDC there. And so I went to visit her and my brother, and we all just drove up to Salem. And if there's a place in the United States, and kind of like what you said earlier, you could just move there. Money wasn't an issue. Just go. I'd probably move to Salem. And the cool thing about Salem is it's not like Halloween Town. It's not. They didn't ruin it. You know what I mean? Like it's very much a part of the culture without being cheesy or. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
it is very touristy, but
yeah,
the people that have been there for a while are the ones that keep that this is Salem
right
vibe to it.
Yeah.
I had friends come up from Ohio. I'm originally from Ohio, and I had friends come up, and the day after I took them up there, the Bewitched statue was vandalized.
Oh.
It had red paint all over it.
I think I remember that happening or hearing about that happening.
Yeah, it was like Monday of last week, I want to say.
Oh, wait a minute. Then I'm thinking of something else because what I'm thinking of was a while ago. There was another statue
that just happened.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Satanic Temple in Salem.
That's what I think that's what I'm thinking of, isn't it?
Yes, sir, because that was just set on fire on the 10th, so 3 days ago.
Wait.
Somebody went and poured gasoline all over the front porch of the steps of the Satanic Temple and set it on fire.
No. I was in there. It was last year, but I was just there.
With people inside.
Holy my shit. God.
No one was injured. Crazy. They were able to get it put out.
Did it destroy ruin the building or anything?
No.
That's a gorgeous building.
There was
Did
minor
they find
damage.
out who did it?
Yes, they actually have him in custody. He's arrested.
Good.
Because the guy was actually there when they showed up.
Oh,
what an idiot. Oh my God.
But, I agree with you. The Satanic Temple is, people think you hear the Satanic Temple, you think like, oh, you're devil worshiping, you're doing this, you're doing that. These are the nicest people you will ever meet in your life.
And that's Lucian Graves, I believe is his name, who runs the Satanic Temple? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I follow, they have a YouTube channel I follow, and I follow a bunch of different stuff. And I know that with their organization, it's not the same as the Anton LaVey Satanism, but it's very, very similar, like kind of how like their beliefs.
It is, but it's not like, oh, we're gonna sacrifice your children.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they just kind of like when Anton LaVey, he was just more like, look, I just want to live my life and make myself happy and don't do anything bad to somebody else. Like that was his form of Satanism, and he only chose the word Satanism because technically, if you don't believe in Jesus and God and all that, you're a Satanist. Is how he looked at it.
Oh, you could be an atheist, you could be a Satanist, you could be whatever you
Well,
want.
that's in Christians' minds is if you don't believe or worship the God, then you're a Satanist. And I'm like, well, you gotta believe in him to worship him or to not worship him.
I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it as a religion in whole.
Right.
And it's not just, and the thing about it is, like, in anybody that's listening, I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
But it's one of those things. If you believe everything the Bible tells
Right.
you, you were a follower, you were a sheep in the herd.
Right.
If you actually have common sense and make decisions for yourself, you're gonna find a way to what you believe in and to what you want. I'm not a Satanist. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a Christian. I'm not, a Presbyterian. I'm not anything like that. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. So, I mean, the only reason I went to church services on Sunday was because it escaped me from what I had to do.
Right. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's a false religion. Everything is, because everybody has their own makeup of it.
Right.
Everybody says, oh, you need to do this. And then, you know what? Another book comes out. You need to do this.
Right.
Another preacher says, you need to do this. It doesn't matter, because in the heart of hearts, it's what's in your heart.
Yeah, 100%. Which is why I feel like I've always, since I was little, I try to take everything good from every religion. I didn't care whether it was, this or that. If it's a good idea or if it's a good way to treat people or if it's, you know what I mean? Like you can take little things from Buddhism, Catholicism, and all these other things and put it together and just be a good person. You know what I mean?
Well, see, with it in the field I am in with the paranormal investigating, I've had to learn all different religions.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know if that was behind me or behind you.
It was actually in front of me.
But I've had to learn all different religions. I've had to study and find out what each religion believes in. Because when I go into houses on private investigations to help out, I need to know what they believe in. Because the thing about it is, whatever's in there is not going to go away if you're going in there and it's Catholic and you're speaking Christianity.
Right.
So I've had to learn multiple religions, from Muslim to Buddhism, from Catholic to Christian to Presbyterian to everything. Like I've had to learn a lot of those
to be able to communicate.
Not only be able to communicate, but to also bring this family peace.
Right, yeah.
So I am a psychic medium that actually I do home clearings.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons I started to look into it, because I needed to know what will work with certain religions.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you have to do a very in-depth interview with the clients to begin with,
to kind of figure out.
you can't come right out and ask them, what religion are you?
Right.
I mean, it's just one of those things where you really can't do that. I mean, it's not like a HIPAA violation or anything like that. It's one of those things where you're just like, all right, what's going on? What do you believe in? I had a woman tell me she did not believe in the spiritual world at all.
Wow.
Now, I had a group of investigators. There was 5 of us there. We came in to do base readings. We came in to do the initial interview. We came in to do everything. And she's like, no, I don't believe anything in the spiritual world. No, nothing.
You're like, then what'd you invite me over for?
She was having things happen. So it was a follow-up.
Gotcha.
So we went over and I'm like, all right, well, we need to do base readings on your home, EMF, everything else, you know. I walk back to run one room and the door's closed. And I'm like, can I go in here? She's like, well, I really wouldn't want you to.
You kind of
You
need to.
can if you want to.
Yeah.
So okay, now I need to.
I'm like, is this where it's based out of? Well, kind of. Okay. So I walk in there. She has a bookshelf filled with paranormal books, spirituality books, Ghost Hunters, season 1 through 8 on DVD, Ghost Adventurers on DVD, like everything filled up. And I'm like,
and she's like, I don't believe in any of it.
yeah. And I walked in, I looked at it, and I'm just like, nope, we're all set. we're and I will give you the shirt off my back to help you. But if you lie to me and tell me that, and I find something else out, done.
Right.
Done and done.
Wow.
Like, the hell are you swatting at, Vlad?
Something flew by my face. Since when I started passing out and stuff, I don't know what it's from, but I have tracers in my eyes.
Okay.
So a lot of times it's almost like, I forget what movie it was I just saw, but there's like these black reaper things, and it's almost like a smoke. And so from time to time I catch it in my vision, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh fuck. But then I realize what it is. But they're like floaters, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're not the pins, they're not the black dots. They're like, it's like, I don't know, it's like black smoke that just kind of floats in my eyes.
Okay, Michelle, you're paranormal. You're kind of supernatural-ish.
Okay.
Over there. So if you had 5 places you could go.
5 places she could go?
Yeah.
100 places. The world, the US, wherever.
Oh, any place? Well, I still want to go to Peru and Madagascar.
What about, isn't there like those
Ireland
tunnels under Seattle?
Well,
the tunnels?
The haunted underground?
Yeah.
I've never done that tour.
Brandon says just his opinion, but he thinks ghosts are fake.
Okay. I just got back from New Orleans.
Convince him, Russ.
I appreciate your opinion. But I can tell you, as being an investigator for 25 years, I have seen multiple full body apparitions. I've actually caught a full body shadow figure on camera before.
Oh, wow.
And the passion is believing. I always say a skeptic is a believer that hasn't experienced it yet.
Okay.
And that's what I can say.
Yeah. My mom, she was super into, she used to go to like get readings done. She was like one of those, when they do rent out like the big ass, like not warehouse, but like
Big ass
auditoriums.
hall.
Yeah, she would do that stuff. He says, I just never have ever been in a place that has me to think otherwise. Is there?
I don't know, man. Go to New Orleans. Go to
New
Orleans.
People who just don't get to experience that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have their third eye open or whatever you want.
They don't have their portals open.
Okay, so Brandon, I can't see the comments for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, here.
Where are you located at, Brandon?
When he replies, I'll pop it up. I believe he's from the Midwest. I want to say like Michigan or something, but I'm sure he'll tell us here in a minute. and that's kind of like a being like open to those experiences is what allows you to like kind of acknowledge it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says he lives 30 minutes from Waverly Hills. I don't know where that is.
Oh, that's right outside
of
Louisville, Kentucky.
He's in Kentucky. Yeah. Kentucky.
It's right outside of Louisville, Kentucky. I know exactly where that is.
It's and so Waverly Hills, I know that name. Huh?
Sorry,
do you know Darren Duncan? Are you familiar with him? Oh, you muted yourself. Got it.
Train.
Well, if you can hear me, Darren Duncan also he just went down there to do like the investigation on Waverly Hills. That's why I know the name.
I do not know Darren Duncan.
Okay. I think I asked you that earlier though.
I believe I've heard the name before, but I don't know him personally.
You've probably seen him in our community.
Probably. I've been to Waverly 3 times myself.
Oh, okay.
So, because like I said, I used to live in Ohio. So, Louisville was only 4 hours for me. So it was easy for me to drive down. I've done Waverly. I've done Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I've done Mansfield Reformatory. I've done Rolling Hill Asylum in New York. I've done... Actually, I went to the West Coast and I did the Washoe Club. I did Alcatraz.
That would be a cool one, Alcatraz.
I've done the Silver Queen Hotel. I've done a lot of things in my time, and
I'm assuming he's talking about Waverly Hills.
Oh, Waverly is amazing. Like,
is it still a functioning hospital?
It is not.
Oh, okay, so it's closed.
Oh, it's been shut down for a while now. I want to say early 90s, late 80s.
Oh, okay.
But they're in the process of restoring it.
Oh, okay. Is it
so
kind of like
to make it? And like I went, the first time I went was probably 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And they've done a lot of improvements to that since then. They've actually put in new windows. They've put in
he says it was old folk. So have you heard of this one too? Kentucky Castle in Lexington?
I have not heard of that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Melissa brought that one up.
Well, that would be amazing to go to.
Which one? The Kentucky Castle?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up pictures of it and see what it's all about. I just like anything called a castle. I'm pretty into.
Oh, 100%. Like, I have a friend. Actually, the guy that was on my show last week, the artist that's colorblind.
Oh yeah.
He's been doing key sketches. So it's a skeleton key. But the top of the skeleton key is the building. And then he does the research and incorporates everything of the research into the key handle.
The rest of the key. Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. That's
He has a goal of doing all 50 states.
Wow.
And he's done 49 already, but not all 49 states. He's done a lot because he's Massachusetts based. So he has done a lot on the East Coast, and I keep providing him with ideas because I've traveled so much and tell him places and everything else. So
yeah,
it's absolutely amazing what he does.
Did you say he has a page on Facebook?
Yes, sir. It's Aaron Wojek. It's Watercolors by Wojek.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Brandon says, not saying you're wrong, Russ. I have respect for you guys for doing what you do. I just don't believe in them and don't want y'all thinking I'm being a dick by disagreeing. We don't think you're a dick, Brandon.
Brandon, not at all. Trust me. Trust me. I have faced multiple people that are just like, I don't believe in it.
Talking. Sorry.
And you know, one of the things I can tell you is you need to open yourself up a little bit more, because you have in your mind that nothing's going to happen, that there's nothing there. The minute you open it up, be ready for a floodgate.
I like that. Open your mind up, Brandon. Let the flood happen, Brandon. Well, are you gonna? Do you have anything you want to pump? Anything? Last words?
Yeah. Do you have like a banner you can put like with his podcast or his website on?
I should have done that earlier.
I know, slacker.
I'm just gonna. Well, no, because I spelt it wrong.
I was traveling.
I was traveling.
All right, so my podcast is every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right. This is what we'll do. We'll share it in the Zompire Horde community page, because I think in like a couple weeks I'm a guest on your show, aren't I?
In 2 weeks, sir.
2 weeks.
What?
Yeah. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to make sure, like, plug it in our community page.
And I want to check it out because I want to hear more about your paranormal stuff for sure.
Michelle, anytime you want to get a hold of me, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
I know. I'm gonna have to do some like paranormal research for the next 2 weeks.
Some paranormal investigations.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate some stuff.
Yeah, come on out to the East Coast. I've
never been to the East Coast.
I have Salem. I have a battleship I can take you to. I have an old abandoned fort I can take you to.
Nice.
How far are you from Providence?
Providence, 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, so you're, like I said, my sister lives in Providence, so you're not far at all.
Not at all. Actually, I have one of my good friends, James Anito, lives down in Providence.
Okay.
So, he lives in I can't remember the name of the town, but he's like legit right outside of Providence.
Okay. Yeah, so, I love that area up there.
It's a nice area. The malls are kind of a bitch, but
well,
those are everywhere.
We appreciate you coming on and talking to us about all this fun stuff. I'm excited for 2 weeks. Any final messages or?
All right, guys, make sure, like, since I'm being plugged right now, make sure you on Thursday nights on StreamYard, on It's Haunted Network, check out Compass Curiosities. We have a new guest on every week that is something different. I have had special effect makeup artists. I've had artists. I've had paranormal investigators. I've had actors. And we have quite the list coming up here soon, including your one and only Vlad the Rad.
That's right.
Coming up.
Well, thank you, Russ. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us.
I appreciate the invite.
It was so nice to meet you.
We're gonna have to pump up your well, not just the episode I'm on, but the whole podcast, and get it moving in our community and get some more people to come watch.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what is it? Vlad, can you share his pages? Yeah, we're gonna share his pages in the community, like in the Zompire Horde community page, so you'll be able to find them there.
Oh, I really appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah, man, of course.
A lot.
Yeah, man, of course. That one of the things that I've always, especially now that we've built Zompire up over the last couple of years, it's like anything I can ever do to like help other people, because it all benefits us, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how the way I met Michelle, we were at CryptoCon, and actually we were Facebook friends at that point already, but we had never met in person. And I ran up to her and I'm like, hey, if I send you one of my boxes, will you open it for me? And she's like, yeah. And then she made a video and like opened the box. And then I'm like, hey, you want to do a podcast together? And she's like, yeah. And like, I've always wanted to work at CryptoCon, and then she works at CryptoCon. So she's like, Vlad, do you want to come work with me at CryptoCon? So it's like, just any little stuff we can do to help each other out and like, get our names out there and get our shows out there. Like I'm 100% all for it.
And that's what people don't understand. And I will say this, I know we only have a couple minutes left, but that is what people don't understand about the horror community, the paranormal community, the
it's like family.
Sci-fi community. Yeah. It is family.
Yeah, it really is.
You meet these people and you may never meet them in real life, but you feel connected to them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I am so thankful that I have met Brody and Anna Maria.
Yeah.
And in February, I went on a vacation with them in New Hampshire.
That's awesome.
Oh, right on. I was actually supposed to hang out with them when I was up there, but timing didn't work out. They were out of town.
Yeah. So it was like, I see them all the time when I go up to Salem. And it's one thing people don't understand, that this is a community. It's a family.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and
look out for your own.
Well, and when we did CryptoCon, like, she's been working it for years. I didn't really know anybody, and literally like walked in, and, a lot of people had already found out about like my, I hadn't been diagnosed yet.
No,
but
not yet.
I was passing out is what it was. I mean, when I got there, everybody that was working that weekend was like, hey, have you had any water today? Did you get food? Like everybody was like making sure I was okay the whole weekend. And it was like people, I didn't even barely know their names at that point, but everyone was concerned about me. Everyone like was making sure I was taken care of, you know what I mean? And that's there's not a lot of places you can go to where that's people's mentality, simply because we all like the same thing,
And Vlad, it's not even liking the same thing. It's one of those things of your community. You like the people in you.
Yeah.
Are with you 100%.
Yeah.
Regardless.
We're all cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those things that's something I've actually realized over the past few years, that I've been a part of Zompire, I've been a part of Kaylee's Crypt, and it's, these people are just so amazing.
Yeah, really.
And just so giving and so fantastic that you can't really describe it.
No, exactly. 100%. And I think that
everybody's happy about living their passion.
Right. 100%.
All right, guys.
Russ, well, we appreciate you.
Compass Curiosities, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're going to make the post
on StreamYard, on Compass Curiosities Facebook page, as well as Russ Stiver's Facebook page. We'll share it all.
What was the name of that of the network?
It's Haunted Network.
It's Haunted Network. Okay.
Correct, sir. I will make sure the link for it.
Do it, and I'll post it.
All right, sir.
All right, Russ. Thank you again, man. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle of the Dead.
Vlad the Red.
Shit the bed.
Awesome. I didn't shit the bed.
She didn't shit the bed.
Did not. Did not Amber Turd.
You're Well, it was fun having Russ on. I'm glad.
That was fun. He's a cool dude, man.
Other people come on with us and have fun and talk and stuff.
Excellent.
So next week, do we know what we're doing? Did we ask everybody yet?
We haven't even really talked about. We haven't even talked for days. We have a lot of catching up to do.
We do. Well, with that, thanks everyone for tuning in. We love you, and until next time, Vlad and Michelle out.
Welcome to the Zompire Horde podcast. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, as your hosts, Vlad the Rad and Michelle of the Dead, discuss horror, true crime, and the macabre.
Episodes available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join us, won't you?